So I did want to start. I remember when you first announced you were going to Lyon, I had said like, "Hey, you got to try out the scooters in Lyon. They're everywhere, right?" Like I went over there for the World Cup. But how is adjustment to life in Lyon been for you? Like are you finding some new favorites? Obviously the pandemic is still probably playing a role,
Mhm.
but what is the first few months of life in France been like?
They've been pretty great, actually. I'm quite happy here. I'm very fortunate that my dad is here, so I don't feel like, even though the pandemic, like most shops and everything were closed up until like 2 weeks ago or last week, even. I'm not so sure. Um, so other than that, I would just go out, like grab coffee or something with the girls, like the foreigners. Like Ellie, she would show me like around a lot. But yeah, I mean, like other than that, it's been pretty much like just staying at home. Which, like I said, I have my father, so it's been pretty great. Like we watch every match together that's possible. Unfortunately, the ones in the NWSL is a little bit past my bedtime, so I can't do
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I mean, it hasn't been too bad. I think it's been great in terms of just um, myself being able to focus like more on just soccer instead of being like, oh my god, there are so many things that I have to see. It's just like I can just focus on this and rest and like learn some more through like watching games and things like that. And it's just been pretty chill. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy here. I've been growing a lot, I think, as a player, and in these short few months. So I can't imagine how that's going to be like after I finish my contract here, or even next year. Like
Right.
so I'm
Right.
excited for it.
Just in terms of, I know coffee is, I feel like that is kind of, everyone is soccer, right? And then I think coffee is always next on the list for
Yeah.
people. Like it is wild to me
Yeah.
how obsessed. I mean, I'm the exact same way. Like I was joking yesterday. Like if I've been to a spot for work, I have a coffee place that I
Mhm.
automatically know. What is your coffee order?
I personally like the caramel macchiato from
Okay.
Slake Coffee House. And sometimes I get a cheesecake depending if I have a day off the next day, or like depending like if I feel like I did well like in a day, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll treat myself. That's usually how it goes. Of course, they have Starbucks here, thankfully. So my dad and I go there sometimes. I like getting the white chocolate mocha if that's like if I'm looking for something a little bit more coffee. But if I'm looking for straight sugar, then maybe I think like the caramel macchiato that they have. That they put
Yeah,
like
oh
the
yeah.
cream on top, and like, wow, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that
that's
is
really good.
coffee adjacent. We'll put it that way. I mean, there's coffee in there. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
exactly. So it depends. It depends what you're looking for. I'm more
Yeah.
of like a sweet type of person,
Got
so
it. Got it.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
okay.
I did discover while in France for the World Cup that when I think cheesecake, as a person who currently has lived in New York City for a number of years, I'm thinking New York cheesecake. The French version
Mm.
of cheesecake is not what I am used to, and it was a startling discovery. So,
Oh, I actually recently started to try out cheesecake more because Ellie told me, she's like, there's this really good cheesecake at Slade, you should get it. And then I tried it and I was like, wow. I'm more in it for like the crust that's on the at the
yeah.
bottom than the actual cheesecake. But I
Yeah.
also have it. So I do need to try out this New York cheesecake when I
Yeah.
come
All
back.
right. Well, when you're back in the States, I'm sure at some point there will be, especially,
Yeah, yeah.
games in New York City, Connecticut are always pretty
Yeah, that's
common.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
All right. So I know obviously it has been a very busy few months of actual soccer, right?
Mhm.
Champions League might not have gone Lyon's way this year, but what was the first taste of Champions League football like for you, just in terms of, does it feel different from league play? Like, this is something that folks over here, NWSL obviously is not doing Champions League football. So we're kind of watching it from a distance. What is it like to actually play in it?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we had our season cut short in terms of the Champions League, but you can definitely tell that there's just like something in the air that like it's just something that's like means a little bit more. That's like that no matter who you who you face, you find like a different and new challenge. And of course, it's great that we get to play in the stadium too. So I think that helped a lot, you know, just to really like set the scene of like how important the Champions League is. Yeah, I mean, like I can't really describe it. We do wear like different jackets. Like and of course Lyon has so much history in the Champions League, so it's, you know, it's just something that, you know, that you have to take it to the next level. Like you need to push yourself and push your teammates to be like that much better. And even though like Lyon, they're so good already, so many players, they know that in the Champions League it's like, okay, this can't be the day that you kind of do it like half-assed, you know what I mean? Like you need to like bring your A+ game. So yeah, I mean, it was amazing to finally be a part of that. Unfortunately, it was pretty short for me, but I hope that, you know, next season it will be a different story, a different result for us.
Yeah. Have there been kind of some takeaways in terms of whether it's the full season, whether it's Champions League, but like, is there kind of a takeaway from, I think maybe what the team is feeling right now, where there is kind of this new challenge, right? Of, okay, we've got to think about what we're going to do this off season, right? Is there a takeaway for you even?
I mean, for me, it's interesting because here, of course, like we have so much expectation and we like just like that standard of excellence, if that makes sense. So of course, when we don't reach that, especially in all of the tournaments that we participated in, then it's really like you can really tell that's like, whoa, like what just happened, you know? But at the same time, that's something good because, you know, Lyon has won so much, and with that it means that other teams are getting better, which is great for women's soccer in general worldwide. But it also means that we have to do something more, you know, like we have to really ask ourselves, like especially in the off season, it's like what went wrong. And I mean, I don't know if it's like, don't quote me on this or anything, but I don't know if it's like, oh, like they've won for so long, you know, that like, you know, like maybe the motivation isn't the same, you know, because like maybe when you don't have any, like, for example, when I was in college, it's like every day, it's just like we're working for something, you know, like we really want this, like I'm willing to like give out my blood for this. While like here it's like a little bit different, like you have like, you're already up here, so it's just like, I guess it's hard to like get everyone to this like next level, you know, like making sure that everyone's on the same page. And so I hope that I can learn French so that I can actually, you know, like talk to my partners and be like, okay, let's go. Because like, even if I want to like pump them up or something, you know, then like I can't necessarily do that because I can't speak French. But I think really like we just need to be on the same page and kind of like rediscover like why are we doing this, you know what I mean? Is it because we win, like, you know, is it like because we love the game, you know, just really like find out like, okay, how can we come back and be at the top again and do it well too?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is something to both ambition and that kind of continued excellence, right? And how do you keep, I mean, it almost kind of feels like sometimes I think about the US women's national team and what happened in the 2016 Olympics, right? Like sometimes you do kind of need that external push to then figure out like, what are we going to do after this kind of unexpected result? And then we have seen what happened with the US national team in the wake of 2016, right? In terms of how the 2019 World Cup went and finding that next, you know, there is always going to be that next level. There is always going to be that team that figures out the next step, but then just getting to that point sometimes does take that step backward. So
no, yeah, exactly. So I'm excited to see like how we bounce back, like when we come back, you know, just like truly like work hard for it, you know, and like earn everything instead of being like, oh yeah, we're the best team, like it's easy for us to win, you know. And especially because I think other teams are have kind of like found the secret that like if you invest in the players, then you get the reward, you know,
Right.
like you win.
Yeah.
So
it's
I don't
not
think
that
it's
hard.
yeah, exactly. So I don't think it won't be like so one-sided, because of course like Jean-Michel found that out way long before everyone else. But yeah, I mean, like I'm excited to just come back and really grind and, you know, like show what we have, and like hopefully keep the standard of excellence. And I think Sonia would be the perfect coach to do that.
Yeah. All right. Let's swap to US. You're coming back very shortly here, actually, for some games in Texas. Got games in Houston and Austin. Fans will be in the building. Austin, I think, is actually going to be pretty much a full house. But, you know, in terms of having to miss the last set of games because of the quarantine procedures, right? Like, what are you looking forward to with this upcoming camp, with the actual games that are set for June?
Well, I personally feel like my last camp wasn't the greatest. I mean, I am very aware that when I did play against Canada, I didn't have the best showing, you know, and I think what I'm excited about the most is, you know, just coming back and not necessarily showing like, oh, I've changed. It's more just like I have grown from my time being here, you know, and I'm also just like I'm curious to see like how, you know, like Lyon is, and like in terms of like national team and things like that, because they're both so different. So yeah, I mean, I feel better now, like I feel in better form. So I just hope that I can show Blacko, you know, like what I have to offer, and show the team, you know, why I am getting called for camps, and yeah, hopefully make some of his decisions a little bit harder. So yeah. And I'm excited to play in front of the fans too. I can't wait for that. Yeah.
He is really funny because
if I step on the field, yeah.
Right. Folks are very, you know what, when you ask the question like, Vlatko, how many roster spots are open? The answer is always going to be 18, but he finds it hilarious every single time someone asks it.
I know. No, it's funny. After every press conference, he says like around that, like he knows how to tiptoe like very well. I think Aaron has been giving him some good press, some good PR training.
Yeah. So he is very funny. I mean, it's got to be, you know, it has to be weird for a player though, like when you're following these press conferences from a distance, right? And like your name pops up of like, hey, are you watching her play in France, right? Like that was a question in the last one. Obviously, you're talking to him, though, probably on a more regular, you know, like you've got your relationship. We've got our relationship, right?
I think you talk to him more often, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Just in terms of the International Champions Cup for the women here in Portland that's coming up this summer, I mean, just in terms of, you know, the teams that are in the mix, right? We've got NWSL, we've got Lyon, we've got Barcelona. Obviously, Portland Thorns are working on winning a few trophies here in the US this season, right? But just are you excited about this? Do you think it offers something different when it comes to games, just because we are getting that mix of Europe and NWSL?
Yeah, no, I'm super stoked for it. One, I mean, I think you can ask anyone, you know, they love watching Portland. They love the vibes that are going on in Providence Park. So I just can't wait to actually play there. And I mean, like, yeah, you know, it's great that we can, I guess, you know, just see, I guess, the different styles of play that, you know, Portland have, and like Houston have, and like mix out with European teams. I am really excited to play Barcelona, of course. You know, they showed out a great Champions League final. So that will definitely be a very interesting and challenging game, one that I cannot wait to be a part of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I think it's the best of both worlds, you know, and for me, I'm so happy that it's also in the United States and that I can come back. And yeah, I mean, like, I for the times that I've been there to Portland, at least for U23 camps, I always loved it. So I feel like I am extra excited too. And I know that Ellie is for sure. But yeah, I mean, you know, every summer you have, you know, of the champions, you know, like with the men's and like everything. But it's finally exciting to be a part of that, you know, and to have our own section, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I have just kind of like grown up watching it. So for me to actually be a part of that is like so real.
Yeah. I mean, and I will say Portland is going to have a lot of coffee shops to offer.
Oh, no.
Ellie's going to know.
Totally. No, I'm fully expecting Ellie to tell me everything. So yeah.
Is there, I mean, I just think that also, you know, Portland has really shown obviously that they not just show up for Thorns games, right? But they will show up for kind of all of this other stuff. And I think that there's going to be some real fun atmosphere for Lyon, Barcelona. And I think
I think so too. I think the whole tournament, it will be like, you know, you have the best two teams in the NWSL, you know, like in writing, like technically, you know, like based on who won. And you have, you know, Lyon, who has been in Power Force for so long, and Barcelona, who's this like new wonderful thing, you know, that I think a lot of people want to see more of, you know. I think the Spanish league definitely needs to have some more media coverage. So yeah, I think this tournament in general would be great to grow women's soccer.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think we will end there. Thank you, Kat, for the time, and we'll see you in Texas.
Thank you so much.